Right, this is the video I promised about how to make rust on vehicles. I don't know if you can see that. That's the type of rust we're looking at making. And it's a straightforward procedure. I just use acrylic paints. These are Brunel and Franklin from B&M. Burnt umber, this one, which is the darker shade that I use first. And I use them for a lot of stuff. They're the best one for this. I don't use these for everything, but they are good at this. And next you need a piece of sponge from the kitchen, one of them kitchen sponges. It's got a very tight structure and it's very closed pores, so it's ideal for this job. We don't want like a bath sponge or a car wash sponge that's got a big loose structure on it. It's no good. And what you do is you squeeze some of your paint onto your sponge, get it going like that. Get your vehicle. I've made a start on this one and the video were no good, so I had to stop and start again. But it's the same thing. We just start dabbing it on and pull it off. Dab, pull like that. And what that does is give it a raised surface. It's letting the paint get a bit tacky. It gives it a raised. I'm sorry this focus isn't very much better, but it actually it does make the job look good. It makes it look like real rust. And so we just carry on with that across the top. Now, as you know, in reality, rust is several shades. It's not just the one. So we'll finish. We've just done a quick coat on the top of that, and now I'm going to use the same manufacturer makes one called burnt sienna. They're only cheap, these. They're only cheap, but they're ideal for this job. And same again. Bit of colour onto the sponge, and then go over this. You can highlight certain areas. If you look at rusty vehicles, you'll see where the colours vary and stuff. And you just same thing again. Now this, first of all, it looks almost contrasting. It's that much of a clash, but you can blend it in just because it's the same manufacturer. I think that helps. But just keep going over it, and that change is very subtle, but it is there. And you go over it with a few different colours. Now, if you really want to highlight it more than that, I've got this stuff. This was more expensive. This is called burnt sienna. It's a similar orange type of colour, and I got this from a shop called The Range. I don't know in other countries what they might have the range, but it's go to an art shop and you'll have this. And this is the pigment in this is very, very strong in comparison to others. So I'm just going to dip a bit onto the sponge of this one and just go over it in one or two areas. You can just see it sticking through and it's showing up, and just blend the edges so it sort of blends in, and it's a gradual change rather than a rapid change. And it's coming there. You can do as many coats as you want, very thin coats so you don't lose detail. And then you've got areas like the back there, where the doorpost is and stuff like that. Now, if you use that sponge, you're going to get it on windows, you're going to get it all out shop. So what I do for this is get a cocktail stick, split it on the end, and then, can you see that? Wedge a piece of sponge into the end of it, so it's like a little wand with a sponge on. And same again, dip some paint on that, and then just follow where you want to go. You can get really accurate with this and do the inside of the door frame without actually touching on the windows. I recently did one for a friend, a tractor for a friend, and by gum, that took some doing. There were loads of nooks and crannies and it took me forever, and thankfully he was very patient and he waited, but there were a good few hours involved, and I had to wait for one to dry and start. And it were mainly done with a little sponge on a stick like this, so that's what took so long. It starts drying off, and you get it to that shade, and it does start to look rusted and what have you. With something like this, I'd do it all over, because they change, or I fade it out so it just rusty on top or something. But that, like this one looks like it's been stood in a yard for 20 or 30 years. I didn't do the actual wagon body, the Pantechnicon cover there, because it's aluminium in the real world, and that doesn't rust, so we've just faded that way, a bit of a whitewash. So basically that's it. Now what you can do as well, you can enhance that further with a few weathering powders and stuff like that, and just fade those in, and that's going to be, I don't want to do a long drawn out video, so that's going to be for the next time. I'll show you how I make my own weathering powders, as well as use those that you can buy from your local shop. Right, bye for now. Any comments, let me see, answer them below, and I'll see if I can give you an answer to whatever. Thank you.